Hey gang, Kevin here, Life22, and we've got Della on the show. Everyone's fan favorite. Della, she runs the African American Center for Cultural Development. She was everyone's favorite. What did you work at the deli? Is that what you did at Tops?
Not all over tops. I was
Oh, you were.
cashier,
She was.
cashier mostly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So she was
yeah,
everyone's favorite cashier at Tops. I'm sorry. You had retired from Tops before I ever got there.
right.
So switching over to perfect. All right.
Mhm.
What do you want to talk about, Della?
Well, okay. Anything you want to talk about? I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, it was
It's
good
been
to see
a
you.
long time.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
no
Yes,
problem.
yes,
What is
yes,
it? It's
yes.
been like what 3 years since you're on the
Yeah,
show? 4 years?
yeah,
We haven't had
yeah.
guests
Uh-huh,
really,
uh-huh.
So
Okay. So it wasn't just me then, right?
right,
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't just
Okay.
you. No.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
for those out there
Uh-huh.
in TV land, Della has the center is presenting an
Mhm.
afternoon of music with Della
Yes.
Moore.
Yeah.
So exploring the music of Della Reese,
Mhm.
Aretha, Natalie Cole. Oh, Aretha. So we're talking about Aretha Franklin.
Yes,
Okay.
amen.
Okay.
She doesn't need a last
Right.
name.
Okay. She's like
Right.
Cher.
Yeah, yeah.
We're Sunny.
Or
Well, Sunny
yeah,
had a last name though.
yeah, yeah. Or
Natalie Cole and Nancy
Wilson,
Wilson.
Wilson,
Wilson.
yes.
All right. So this is Sunday, March 23rd at 2 p.m. at the center, which is at 214 North Berry Street. And then it's free and open to the public, although donations benefit the center and are greatly accepted.
Yes, and
Awesome.
greatly humbly appreciated too. Yeah, so it helps.
Yeah.
It really does help. Yeah.
So
So
how
I
is the
think
center
it's
going?
really good, really good. Thank you. We have tours, people coming in and seeing the center. We have programs, of course, and but this is the first time I really believe, um, that's I can't remember that I've been a guest speaker at the center.
Really?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
many years has it been since you did the ribbon cutting?
Well, no, that was last year.
Last year was
The
ribbon. Okay.
ribbon cutting was last year, yeah. But we were having programs and everything before that,
Right.
as long as it didn't interfere with the construction. So, but
Right. Right.
yeah,
And that was
yeah.
and so just so the people out there in TV land know, right? That was that you were able to utilize all the DRI funding and stuff
Oh
like that.
yes,
Awesome.
yes, we did. Yes, I'm grateful for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great start.
Oh, it's good to
Uh,
see it got used, right?
yeah,
Like,
oh,
because last
yeah,
we knew
yeah,
it was going to fall by the wayside. So that was kind of the
yeah.
whole like, man, it's like we had this project, it's
Yes.
New York State. Like, once you give the money back or you don't take it,
Yeah.
there ain't no getting it back. So
Right.
that's the.
Uh-huh.
So it's good to see that
Uh-huh.
it got put to a good use.
It did. And I appreciate the marriage you and the center and me
Yeah.
and the center together. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
No
I
problem.
really do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Hey, anything I can
Taught
do to
me a
help?
lot, man.
Yeah, there was a lot to that project.
Yes.
Did you guys put in a full commercial kitchen? Like I remember writing the business plan for that
Mm-hmm.
thing, and
Yeah,
like you guys
it
are gonna
is.
have a full commercial kitchen.
Yes.
Did you ever bring Ola May in to start cooking?
Oh,
She
my
was.
sister's the one.
Oh,
My
your
sister
sister's.
was mess sergeant for the service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. She was in the service and she.
You have one
taught me.
sister. How many sisters you have?
Oh, I have three left.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I had five. Yeah,
Out of how many?
four.
How many kids? I guess
Five.
you were one of five kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
girls.
Well, no, that was the girls, and we have one brother.
Okay.
But he passed away on his fifth birthday.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He would have been awesome. Yeah.
His fifth.
On his fifth birthday.
He was
Yes.
5 years old.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah.
Six. So I just only one in the area though, right? Or is there more? No, there's two.
What? No, no. My sister, Lane, she was a police officer
Right.
for 35 years.
Right. I remember that.
30
Now
or
she works
35
the.
years.
Now she works at Home
Philadelphia.
Depot. So if any of
Yep.
you go down to Home Depot out there in TV land and you run into somebody who
Yeah.
looks like Della with a little bit more assertive though. Where she's
Yeah.
way more assertive than you
Yeah.
are.
See, I'm bashful. She's not.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
if there were seven of you, the
Oh, my
seven
gosh.
dwarfs of
Whoa,
Della, right?
Wow. I don't think Olean could handle that.
Right. There's bashful.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the sleepy one.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah. There you go. Honestly, but no, I'm grateful to have her here. I tell you what, Kevin, and
So
everybody that
she's the
I.
one that's out. So she's the one that's doing the cooking. Is Lane?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just
She's
saying, I
awesome.
remember meeting the other one when you guys did the Juneteenth festival down
Right.
at
Bethany
Bethany.
Lutheran. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I met your other sister
Yes.
down there.
Yes. Yeah.
She was the one trying to
She's
get me to eat more food.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're going to be back again to help out. Our Juneteenth is always the last Saturday in June, so that'd be the 28th
Awesome.
this year. Yeah, and
Okay.
we're asking for Bethany Lutheran again.
So,
But
all right.
yeah.
Cool.
So
How much yard space do you have at the center? Or is it just kind of
no,
like
no
a
yard,
no
no yard
yard?
space at all. No.
Do any barbecue, like
Yeah.
cookout?
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to have a appreciation cookout for all the supporters and the donators. You know, because you remember I asked for, I tried to get 300 people to donate $10 a month.
I remember that.
Yeah, right. And we've had I think 30 people have come through and have done donations, but about 5 or 6 have done it on a regular basis. You know,
Gotcha.
30,
We need to,
yeah,
we need to
30.
set you up with like a
Mhm.
Patreon. How do you have any system like that in place?
Yeah, but they donate it. They do donate it automatically, and it
Okay.
comes. Yeah,
And you
it
have
comes
a
to me.
system for people to set that up?
Mm.
Or do you kind of walk through each donor through how to set it up?
What? No, like
Like if I'm a new donor
yes.
and I come to you and I say, Della, I want to donate $10 a
Mhm.
month.
Mhm.
What
Yes.
do you like say, hey Kevin, let's work with your bank and I'll show you how to do it?
Oh.
Or do you have a form that I fill out?
No, they do it on their own, and the bank, whatever the bank or
So
I'm
I would
trying
go to
think of
my
what-
bank
Yeah, and I'm
and
trying.
say, hey, this is
Mhm.
the account that Della
Yeah.
gave me that she wants me to put the money
Yeah,
into.
I believe it is. I'm trying to think of the name of the ones that I have that come often. Can't think of the name of it, but it comes automatically in a check.
Like,
Boom, like that.
oh, it comes
Yeah.
in a check.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
so like they use their online bill pay.
That
Like
could be.
through
I
their bank,
bet it
yeah.
is. I bet
Yeah.
that's it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I had a
Yeah.
tenant that did
Uh-huh.
that once, and
Mhm.
she set up for her and her husband, and every month
Yes.
before the first of the month, I would get a check in my mailbox.
Yeah.
And
That
so it
really
was,
helps too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Mhm.
well, so maybe we'll show you how to use Patreon at some point or one of those different websites. I don't know how they treat non for profits. I
I
can't
don't know.
imagine they would be different, but
I don't know.
so Patreon is like a website that like a creator or somebody on
Mhm.
YouTube would use,
Mhm.
and people use it for all sorts of stuff,
Yeah.
not just YouTube. Like if
Okay.
you have a podcast, if you have an event, if you have something you're trying to do, you can offer people the ability to make monthly donations
Mhm.
or one-time donations. So if you subscribe to somebody
Mhm.
on Patreon, you can, like, we have one on ours, and I think it's like a $5 a month minimum, and it
Uh-huh.
allows people to sign up.
Uh-huh.
And because
Yeah.
I'm so controversial, we've had 0 patrons on Patreon since we've started it, like 8 years ago. But it's one of those. It's amusing. So, but
Mhm.
somebody like yourself who could draw in $10, $20 a month,
Yeah.
donations on the regular, also being a non-for-profit, this way, I think it'd be a good way for you to automatically do it. Sign people up,
Cool.
and we'll work with you on getting that set up.
Cool.
And then our website
I'll
just
think
went live
about that.
today.
Oh, really? Cool.
Well,
Awesome.
yeah, so life22studios.com. So
All right. Look at
what I
that.
can start doing is that
gotcha.
for local events and stuff,
Mhm.
and recently, because now we are the new news channel for Olean.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well,
Good.
it's
Thank
kind of
you.
a self-proclaimed title because we don't have. There's nobody else. What other news station do you know that comes out of Olean?
Okay. All right.
Do you have any?
You mean news station?
Yeah.
I can think of a news station. Yeah.
No, there's no news station. There's
Okay.
no like maybe the little excerpt from Bonaventure here or there. They'll do their journalist students.
Yeah, well, Tap in the Olean.
The tap, right? Yeah,
They're really good. They're
they'll-
awesome to me.
Yeah, they'll do those little news excerpts and they'll be on their website. But I don't really think that we. Olean really doesn't have a news station, so I'm trying to fill that void with
Oh,
my
look at
YouTube
you.
channel.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Look
talk
at you.
about
Okay.
local news, local politics, and then we
Mhm.
also have we've been working well with the Olean Star.
Oh, okay.
You
Rick,
Rick
right?
Miller,
Uh-huh.
right?
Rick Miller.
He's the new he's
Hmm.
their reporter over there.
Okay.
But yeah, if you get something like this, what
Uh-huh.
I'll do is if you have a digital copy and email it to me,
Hmm.
I will I'll be able to put it up on our website.
Cool.
I'll talk to the Olean Star about maybe seeing if they would
Cool.
promote your event that's coming up here,
Awesome.
and
Awesome. That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they have a cultural
Awesome.
section. I was just telling one of the guys over at the Olean Star the other day, their cultural section is lacking. It's just one of those, well, because they have stuff from Christmas still. They don't really have
Okay.
anything coming
All
up, so
right.
it's like, but they're
Okay.
also an up and coming,
Yeah.
newspaper. So it's
Yes.
like online only newspaper. So it's
Hmm.
you know, but it's getting the word
Hmm.
out. Like
Well,
they
I
need their cultural section
yeah.
filled,
Okay.
and you've got
Thank you.
events
I'll
coming
try
up.
my
So
darndest.
it's a
Yes.
win-win.
Yeah.
It's everybody wins,
It's
right? So
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, Rick, oh, he's been, I've had him, I admired him so much, so ever, forever. He's
yeah,
awesome. Take great shots, pictures. He's got a good eye.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very
I
good
was gonna
eye.
say,
Yeah.
there's a couple other guys over there.
Uh-huh.
Pat,
Uh-huh.
I was went to school with my dad. He had
Pat Vecchio? No, no,
yeah,
yeah.
Vecchio,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
Vecchio.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He
Yeah,
went to
cool.
school with my. I remember he wrote an article about me as the
Oh,
alderman, and
okay.
but it was on his own like personal blog site,
Yeah.
and I read it, and I
Uh-huh.
remember like my dad was like when he was still alive, he was like, I went to school with Pat Vecchio. And it was like
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, I
yeah.
always liked Pat, and I was like, oh,
He's an
I've never met
awesome
the guy.
guy.
I still haven't met him.
Oh,
I
wow.
just knew that he's written an
Yeah.
article or two
Uh-huh.
about me, and
Uh-huh. Well, I tell you, he did a program on Bob Marley
oh,
and
okay.
packed the house. And we were at St. Stephen's and there was hardly a seat left. Yeah, it was his knowledge of Bob Marley is absolutely awesome. He is
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
my knowledge on Bob
Hmm.
Marley
Hmm.
is pretty limited.
Hmm.
So
Well, he said,
I
so we're
whistled
gonna have
three
him
little.
back again. We're gonna have him back again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great.
I'll let you know.
I
Yeah.
do my Bob Marley, like I know the what the he let cancer spread to his leg rather than have it cut off.
Uh-huh.
Is that
I
what it
don't
was?
know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know that. Yeah.
It was something
Uh-huh.
like that. That's why he passed away from
Hmm.
like a cancer that they could have removed by cutting off a limb. Now maybe this is hearsay, and Pat will probably
Yeah.
correct me.
No. Yeah. No, I don't think.
But
Yeah.
that was because of his religion. He didn't want to be in
Okay.
heaven without a limb.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember hearing that when I mean
Oh,
I've been hearing that since I was a kid.
yeah.
But, and then the extent of my Bob Marley is I
Yeah.
whistle three little birds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I'm putting my chickens away at night, I'll actually like whistle and then start singing the verses from Three Little
You're
Birds
right.
because they're on my doorstep.
Yep. You get better age
They're
that
so
way too.
wise and
That's
true,
it.
and then I stuff
Gotcha.
them into their coop at night so they don't
There
get
you
eaten.
go.
'Cause there's nothing wise about a dead bird. So you don't want to get
Oh, Kevin.
what? You don't want them to get eaten. You got to put them away at night because they'll hang out all night. They'll just be like,
Okay.
I like it outside. It's nice out. Even in a crisp winter night, they want to stay outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the downside to that is that there's still
You gotta be
raccoons that get
careful.
hungry, and then they come and they
Yeah.
eat them up and they drag them to the neighbor's yard,
Careful.
and nobody wants a chicken in their yard.
No.
So,
Wow. Mm-mm.
so.
How do we get on there? How do we get to there?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were talking about Bob Marley. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Bob Marley, we have a jam at the center. We have a jammer session.
Really?
Yeah, just anybody who wants to come and just play. No pressure. There's no audience. We just all play the music.
When
We
is
have to, that we have it one Sunday a month, and Sundays vary. This time is coming up on, shoot, of course, and I left my phone.
it keeps going off, Della?
No, not either. No, because I turned it off. Yes. Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
I kept hearing a noise.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mine's a guitar sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Mine's a
guitar sound.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, I'm sorry. This is not very professional. I apologize.
You're fine,
Uh,
Della. This is a free form platform right here. This is do
okay.
what you want. This is like a jammer session.
So we had it in February, and
Well,
wait a
it's
minute.
March. It's coming up, huh?
Excuse me. I take my glasses off so I can see. Jamming March the 2nd. We had March the 2nd, April the 6th.
April 6th.
Mm-hmm.
You hear
That's
that out
what we're
there,
gonna
TV
jam.
land?
On April 6th at 1:30 and 1:30 until 1:30 to 3:30. It's only 2 hours. and everybody comes.
It's only 2 hours, you party
do, do,
animals
do,
over
do. And we bring music to share with everybody, and we all play. Yeah, as I said, no pressure. Just something. It's taken off. Mike Mortimer was the one who's
Started
developed
it?
it. Yeah,
That's cool.
it's really cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
do
big
you
one.
you have a Facebook page?
Yes. Yeah, the center has Facebook.
Well,
I have a Facebook page, but I don't tend to because I'm there all the time now.
Yeah, well, you
I
send
feel-
you
I
send a
feel-
lot of you send a
yeah.
lot of stuff from the center.
Yes, I
Facebook
do.
page.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Sometimes it seems accidental, like it's your own, like, you know. Sometimes it's for the center, and sometimes you're like, I called you. What was it? Right after the election, because you made a post on your Facebook. I was like, oh my God, Della, you okay?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right. That's
So
right.
that was probably
Yeah.
intended for your personal Facebook.
No, it was for
Oh,
it
it
was
was for
the
the center.
center.
Okay.
Yes, because we were we're not okay. You know, no, we said we weren't going to get political.
Okay,
Political, okay, yeah.
that's fine.
But no,
But
that's a shock and a half what that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Yeah.
why I figured it was your own personal one.
Oh,
But I
God
saw
bless
after
you.
you explained it to me, I was like,
Yes.
oh.
Oh,
So I was like, So either way,
all
we.
right.
So
Okay.
you have a Facebook page.
Yes, I do.
You have a Twitter?
Yeah. No.
Blue Sky.
No.
LinkedIn.
You know, I'm like this over my head trying to get the grants and
Right.
financial things and audits
Sure.
and all of that. So I let my granddaughter take care of the center's Facebook page.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh,
There
yeah.
you go.
She's the
IT guy.
yes. Oh my gosh. I asked her, how do you know all this stuff? Oh, I just fiddle around until I found out. She said, and she's good. She's so good.
That's what we just got into.
I know. Which one?
We're
IT
just
guy?
going down this rabbit hole with all this. You know, since we redid the studio, it's
Mhm.
like we just got put on Transistor, so we can.
Yeah.
So now you can catch us on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, so now
Is
people
that
can be
better?
like, Della's on Kevin's podcast. Let's go listen to Della. You can listen to us on Spotify,
Mhm.
iHeartRadio, Pandora,
All right.
Apple Podcast,
Look at this.
and I
Now
feel
I
like
know
there's
about
more.
those. I know iHeartRadio, Pandora is fantastic, and yeah, okay.
Yeah.
YouTube
So
Music. Yes.
yeah, then the
Okay,
Google
cool.
podcast, so that we're on an index, and then you can still catch it on YouTube. So if
Mhm.
people want to see yours or my
Mhm.
shining faces, we can.
This is awesome. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Yeah,
that's why. Well, the
yeah.
reason I bring it up because it's like, you know, with all this technology, it's like, where's the one place? Like we just released our website, and it's like I'd like to get a calendar on there, right? Like, so
Okay.
what's you know what I mean? Like, but it's like with you guys, like you put all your events on Facebook, so that you can get the word out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Because that's how a lot of people are nowadays. Like I
Mhm.
know, like with anything, if you were just to like take the pulse of how people are feeling or where people are
Okay.
going, sometimes social media isn't the best way, right? If you were saying who's going to Della's event and you looked at all the attendees, you might not see a ton. But what happens is a lot of people get their news and their event postings and all the things that they might
Yeah.
do, they get that from social media. So
Mhm.
like I might go to your event, but I didn't mark that I was going on social media. You see what I mean?
Right, I see.
And
Yeah.
so sometimes
Uh-huh.
determining the pulse of how something is going to
Mhm.
go
Mhm.
by looking at social media might
Mhm.
not be accurate,
Mhm.
but then sometimes like, you know, but you got the word out there, right?
Yeah.
Like advertising. Like that's
Right.
why advertisers put a
Right.
lot of money into social media
Mhm.
because and so for
Okay.
the same reason we want to advertise and get your events out there,
Okay.
you know. And
The
that's why.
and I do a lot of email, and snail mail.
Okay.
So yeah, for
I've
some
gotten your
people
snail
don't
mails
like that.
before.
Yep, yeah. There are a lot of people who don't like that.
I don't get
email
yours as
thing.
much as local guys that used to live in town that send prison letters to us, but
I love you, Kevin. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right? Yeah, but yeah. So that's what I do when the list of people I have everybody who's sent us donations and support us in different ways.
So you have like
I've
a
got
mailing.
all lists and and I
Okay.
just type it in, or if they don't like email, then I'll text them. They don't like texting, then I snail mail. Yeah. So
You
I
are
do
very
that.
accommodating.
Well, no, you don't know how much I appreciate the support really, I mean, not just the money.
Oh, sure.
Although money is, we really need, but
Right. You
just
gotta.
the support. Say, hey, I I liked your program. I do. I'm coming to your program. Say, that means a lot. That means a lot.
Right.
It certainly does. So yeah. And I got a call from one of the my connection, I networking, and my friends in Buffalo who was here. They did a lot of. They did one, two, I think three June, one, two Juneteenth and one Black Heritage weekend. They were here to do that. I'm trying to get him to come to also do. He's a drumming African drummer, and he talks
Okay.
about the drums and what and history all the way through. And I'm trying to get him to come back.
Yeah.
So
Where's he?
yeah,
So where's he
yeah,
from?
he's from Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
He's involved in the Buffalo Juneteenth. Now the Buffalo Juneteenth is like sometimes a week long. They
Really?
got Black history and all of that connected to the Juneteenth. And Jamestown used to be that way. I'm not sure how they are now, but we want to try. One of my dreams is to have a parade to go from the mall. And yes, I still like the mall. Yes, to go through. Okay.
You look at me like I am not anti-mall. I don't have a problem with the mall. I don't shop at the mall because I don't do shopping. So like June takes my Marshall's card and she takes the Kohl's card and the Penny's card. She's the one who does all that. So she goes to the mall more than I do.
Well, I'll say that for the visitors out there now.
Right. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there in TV land that don't like the mall.
Yeah,
But,
and
but you're also checking the pulse on the haters of Facebook. Remember, it's not a good pulse to check.
No.
Because there's probably more. There's that. Try not to be political, but
I see we're dancing around.
We are dancing around it, but there is that quote from a former president, Richard Nixon, that the silent majority is out there, and that is true in a lot of regards. That you're not gonna. That's why the pulse of Facebook is almost like an actualization of that quote, because if you look at Facebook, people are going to say, well, this person's not going to win an election, or the mall stinks, or this or that. And then if you actually go see, you go see the mall, and there's a lot more people that go to the mall than Facebook would lead you to believe. Yes. So that's where the pulse is inaccurate when you look at stuff like that. But if you're trying to advertise something like we're doing this at the mall, or we're doing this, or we're doing that, then social media is a good place to advertise it. You're going to see all the haters pop up on those comments, but at least then you're more than you're going to see and be able to judge based on that pulse. But we went down to the rabbit hole.
Food for thought.
Yeah, we went down to the rabbit hole. So what are we doing at the mall?
Okay.
Sorry, you love the mall.
Yeah. So I'd like to have it. We'll set up at the mall. And then everybody who would like to come in to do it, and have a Black History all the way down with the whatever wagons you can do, and all, and come down Union Street, all the way down Union Street, all the way up to the Four Corners, and then over to Barry Street, and all the time we're pointing out the different historical places,
Okay.
and then to the center, and then by that time it'll be big enough that we can have it at the JCC, Juneteenth at JCC, something like that. Okay.
So you want
So
to
all
incorporate
those
a parade
people-
into Juneteenth?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of my dreams. One day. Yes. One day. Yes. And I
Why
might
is it
have.
that hard to? One day, it sounds like it'd be pretty easy. Is it? You don't
I got to
think
get the
it'll be
people.
enough?
I got to get the people together, and right now I'm doing
Right.
with many balancing many balls and
Yeah.
what do you call it? What are
Juggling.
Juggling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, this is a good venue. People will be able to see this, and they'll be like, Della needs help.
Okay. Cool.
Della needs help.
Cool.
She's looking for
Cool.
volunteers. You can reach out to her.
Yeah.
At the center.
Yeah. Or text me 215
Yeah.
704
215 704
6608.
6608.
Text, please don't call, because if you call, by the time I get it, it's like, and then there's no room on the
The voicemail.
voicemail, and well, that's a beautiful thing to have. I mean, for a shy person like me, wow,
Right, right. And then you have all these people calling you.
Yep.
And
But no,
as shy as you are, you
texting.
will spend a lot of time on the phone with Della if
Yeah.
you call that
Yes.
number.
Oh,
So,
that's for sure.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Right. For a
That's
pretty
for
shy
sure.
person, she
Yeah.
will keep you on the phone.
Yeah.
So
My sister used to say I'm the only one that she knows that has a running conversation with the wrong number.
yeah.
Yeah. Somebody called me
Is
the
that
wrong
Lane?
number, and that was before all the scammers, thing, and the robot calls. That was when we had our phones and stuff. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, texting. So texting is much
I like
better.
talking to
Yeah.
customer service representatives.
Oh yeah. So cool. Yeah. I
When you
do.
can make somebody in Nebraska laugh for no reason.
Isn't that something that's so way cool? Way
Yeah,
cool.
right. See,
Yes.
and they're just there trying to sell. They're just trying to get you to pay your electric bill. They're just trying to get you. They're just trying to get you to sign up for their new Kohl's card.
And then boom, and that's the. But no. This is beautiful. It's gorgeous. All right. So yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Lennox. Can I help you? You know me and Miss Della are doing a podcast,
Okay.
right? Okay.
This is beautiful.
Hey,
Hey, bud. What's up?
can we do the game? It doesn't cost any money.
Oh, it doesn't cost any money. Well, maybe we'll do. Maybe we'll talk about it in a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Don't forget, you have jujitsu tonight.
I already know that.
Oh, you do?
Okay. Good to see you, honey. It's awesome.
He's always the one that never barges in. It's usually Quinn barges in and grabs her iPad or something.
Man.
I have them on lockdown in here. I don't let them get their iPads as much as they would love to have them like stapled to their faces.
Oh
You know?
boy.
That's the kids nowadays.
They're not. Yeah.
And
They're
I try
not
to
the
break
only
them.
ones.
I
They're
know.
not
I try
the
to break
only
them
ones,
to their habit. I'm just as
Yeah.
guilty of it though.
Okay.
But I mean,
But in case in point, iPads. Okay, one of the things that whenever I talk to people about, youngsters, about talking to their older members of their family, I
Right.
asked them. I said, please ask them questions, talk to them. They have a history. Ask them a question, and I'm not talking about asking them like this. Yeah, mom. What, grandma? What do you say? Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I got it, grandma. Okay, I got it. I'm talking about look at them, talk,
Make
and
eye
listen.
contact.
Yes.
Right.
Ask them, be interested,
right.
and be interested.
See,
They have a history.
you're old
That
school
was a-
shy. You're old school shy and bashful, right?
How would you get old school shy?
Well, because here's the thing: now kids are shy because they don't have any like developmental skills that they can pick up when they're younger by looking at people's mannerisms, by making eye contact, seeing the smile, reading eyes, reading lips, these different things that they don't get because they're looking at a computer screen. And so, like, where you say you're shy, to them, you're like, an extrovert. Like to an introvert nowadays, you might be an introvert, not of the Gen Z variety, like because the new kids are all like, it's one of those like they don't have any of the social skills, so you are shy, but like you would have been right if you didn't if none of the kids had technology now, right?
Okay.
Like you would come off as very shy, but because of the fact that like their form of shy is almost like a recluse, that's like we've gone a step further with that, and I think it's the phones, the screens, because they don't get to see and read those mannerisms on people's faces.
I guess I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
Right, like hardworking 50 years ago was like you came in, you wouldn't know any of this. I'm sorry, I'm over speaking.
No,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
that was an interesting book.
Oh,
Yes,
was it? Okay,
it
I thought that was
wasn't. No, this is a watch out book.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
I didn't know that was coming out.
Well, no, so, no. What I meant was that, like, 50 years ago, when you went to work and you came back and you had blood coming from your hands, like that was like light duty. Now, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like you came back
I'm
home with
getting you,
black
I'm getting
lung, like that was from working in the coal mines. Like that was like light duty. It's like, oh, that's it. Toughen up as you punch your husband in the shoulder after you just finished like making repairs on the house and raising all the kids, and you know what I mean. Nowadays, it's like if you get a hangnail at work, like you had the
Oh my
toughest day.
God.
Like
Wow.
that's the generational difference there. So like
Oh wow. Wow.
there
I
is
did not have it so good.
there's no hard work anymore. There is hard work, but it's just not to the same degree. Like hard work now is what like sleeping was 50 years ago.
Well, I remember when I first got my job, I worked I think it's $72 a week. Yeah, I think it was $72 a week. And with that $72, that was my take home pay. With that $72, I gave my mom something to help with the house. Um,
Because you're from Philly,
and
right?
so, yeah, Phil, yeah,
Philadelphia,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. I
Was that before?
had
Was the
there.
city of brotherly love? When did that get its name?
No, it's always been
Oh,
brotherly love.
I didn't.
Now we gonna watch it now because the glasses are coming down in
Oh,
March.
okay.
So
I don't know. That's what it's always been called, and I didn't
yeah,
know.
always called Philadelphia, Philly love.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
brotherly
didn't know
love.
where it got
Now
its.
we love uh, Hertz. What's his name? Yeah, the football player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got his sign. He's got his. We got to have his name right beside the love banner downtown Philadelphia. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We just took
So,
Miley down there the other day.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Not
gosh!
the
So, I
other
mean,
day. We took
how
over the
is it?
summer. Like
Okay.
fall. When did the kids? Jeez, time flies.
I
Like
know.
eight
I
months,
know.
9 months.
Tell
We
me
took it
about it.
9 months
Tell
ago.
me
Yeah.
about
So
it.
back in June, the
Yeah.
we took Lennox, Miley, me,
Uh huh.
and June all went down, and the Quinn and Lachlan had they had Bible camp. So they went
Oh,
to Bible camp for a
nice,
week,
nice,
and we
nice.
went down to Philly.
Oh yes.
Miley wanted to go.
Oh, good, 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 good,
She
good,
quickly
good, good.
changed her mind when we got down there. It
Oh,
just well, there
why?
was all
So
the she got to go see all
it's
this.
packed and stuff. I know,
She got
but
to see
still.
the sights.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
she
mm.
refused to let me. I was like, you got to go check out Kensington. She was like, no.
Oh no, that's not do. Let's not do that. But yeah, yeah, no, that's not it.
I
Yeah.
love the history of Philly. I
Mhm.
just, we went to the deck. We went to see the Declaration of Independence
Okay, good.
behind the glass.
Uh
The
huh.
line was too long, so we got to see it
Oh
from outside.
wow. Okay.
But well, I
Mm,
love the history of Philly.
mm.
Sometimes, like when I first went there, was like 2000 and like 2012,
Okay.
2013. I
Okay.
first went down there to visit a friend who I met up here, and he moved back down there. So I went
Okay.
down there to do some electrical work, and as soon as I pulled up, it was like just tumbleweeds of garbage, and like it was
I
almost like
know.
there wasn't a street sweeper. So it's always rubbed me the wrong way. It was Philly. And I
Yeah.
think Miley got that experience because her mom and I picked an Airbnb, and it looked really nice online.
Yeah.
And then you get there, and it's like there's like cars on cinder blocks without like they took the tires off, like, and it's like, is this somebody who lives here? Like we were on like and I thought we were on a main street, like or somewhere like that was in a nice neighborhood, but
Where was it? Do you remember? Did you go to North Philadelphia?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a June question.
Okay.
She would have to check her Airbnb to find out
Okay.
where we stayed. I just remember
Okay.
driving through it and like kind of,
Okay.
but
Why didn't you ask somebody who lived there?
because if I knew somebody who lived there, I'd stay at their house.
Oh, I mean, oh, yeah, stay in the house. No, I thought you were going to say, but I didn't know anybody who lived there.
I
I'm looking
forgot.
right
I
at me.
forgot you grew up there.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes, yeah.
sorry. Next time I'll call you.
Okay.
I
You
watched
do
It's Always
have
Sunny
that.
in Philadelphia. I figured I'd be able to figure it out. Like, stay away from Kensington,
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah.
Which is funny because the guy I
I'm
went to
sick.
go visit, he lived down in Kensington.
Oh
Like,
man.
he was right off of Kensington. So, like, having to shoo people off his porch. I'm like, which one is
Yes.
you? He's like, I'm the third thing. I'm like, dude, there's guys on the front porch, like,
Yeah.
smoking.
Oh,
And he was
I'm
like,
so sorry about
no,
that.
it's not your fault.
No. It hurts my heart that that is happening.
But it
down
was
there.
like, so that was my
Gosh.
first experience. Then I found out, like,
Mhm.
all right, you're not supposed to go to Kensington, and it
Mhm.
stinks that that's where my buddy lived, and I had to do electrical job for him.
Oh
So
wow.
it
Wow.
was the first time I
Yeah.
was hanging up my shingle.
Oh
So
wow. Yes.
June was mad. She's like, there's enough work in Olean. Why are you driving down to? And I was like, well, it's a friend, and he needs a hand.
Yep.
And I
can
wasn't that
understand that.
busy. I was brand new to actually doing work on my own. So
Mm-mm.
I went down to give him a hand and do some plumbing and do some of this and some of that.
Mm-mm.
You look back at that work I used to do, and I'm just like, man, could have done it so much better. But But yeah,
Very
no,
nice
he
one,
took
yeah.
me to the Irish neighborhood, the Polish
Okay.
neighborhood. We
All
went to
right.
we pretty much every nationality has a neighborhood
Oh yes,
in Philly,
absolutely.
and so we went there and did, had different types of cuisines.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh
and then
yes.
obviously you have to get the Philly cheesesteak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which one did you go to? I mean, before when
I
I was
went
there,
and
it
had
was only
six,
two, but now,
in 2000, 2013. I think I had I don't even remember which one I went.
Uh huh.
I don't remember which one he took me to.
Yeah.
Podrick will probably mention in the comments below which one it is.
Uh-huh.
But which ones he took me to, he would remember.
Yeah.
Miley, and this is something you have to ask her. I mean, I can check credit card receipts. We went to this one we went down to the shore. There's the bridge there, right? There's,
Okay. Fish Town.
yes.
Like that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have all these contemporary, they took old docks and harbor sections of the city, and they revamped them and made them more like contemporary businesses. They did an art studio in one.
Okay.
So that was kind of exciting, and then we were able to walk across this 4-lane highway to the other side.
Right.
So we were on the water, and we crossed over, and then we went up one of the blocks, and there was this small little bar, and there wasn't a line. So it was like, "You guys want Philly? You want cheesesteaks before we leave?" It was a long weekend, so it was like, "You want cheesesteaks before we leave?"
Okay.
And they were like, "Okay." And so we went there, and it wasn't like a Tony Luke's or on Oregon Avenue. See, some of the stuff
look
I remember.
at that! Oregon Avenue. Look out now. Okay.
Yeah. But it was, it was a. What's the other one? There's you should know.
Well,
these
yeah. Well, there's Pat's and there's
Pat's?
Geno's. There's Jimmy's. There's South Street has a couple of them.
There we go.
Yeah,
we've hit the treasure trove.
okay.
We should have called you, Della. We should have just had you come with us.
Oh boy,
Get a cardboard cutout of Della and just set it at the center and be like, "See you Monday."
Right. Oh, beautiful. But no, I when I went back to live because I went to go to school, in 2003, right? And I hadn't been back really to be back, and I was going to be there for 2 years, right? And so we went to Philly cheese. So get a Philly cheese. I think we went to Jimmy's, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think it was Jimmy's.
I was just saying, the place I took her, we didn't.
Marty, tell me, huh?
That's what I was saying. The place we took Miley was not it wasn't. It was just. It was a small little establishment.
Yeah,
It was nice. It was had that, just a business trying to survive.
Yes.
So, anyways.
So we went in. Excuse me. We went into allergies. That's allergy. We went in and they were my sisters were treating and stuff, and so I'm enjoying the ambiance. Here we are in the crowd and everything, and loving it every minute of it. And they asked me, "You want cheese or cheese whiz?" And I, cheese whiz? No,
Oh, gee
just
whiz.
no, just cheese. No, it was different. And then of course they do now. They lettuce, tomatoes on it and stuff. Yeah.
It's supposed to just be steak and cheese.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do they add
Thank you.
onions? Is onion and
you can ask for onions.
onions and peppers? Is that like a?
No, what you saying? No.
Is that a no? I'm not from Philly.
You
so I
can
don't
get
know the
yeah. Well, no, they can get peppers and.
As soon as
chili
you start
peppers
adding
and
lettuce
stuff.
and tomatoes and things that you can't toast into it,
No.
right? So you get caramelized onions on there. What I would say is any vegetable that you can cook, saute, and put on there. Mushrooms, which isn't a vegetable, but
No, my sister loves mushrooms. Yeah, she puts mushrooms on her.
Right, but I feel like as soon as you start adding cold cut items, it's not a Philly cheesesteak sandwich anymore. It's a sub.
Yes,
it's a cold cut sandwich.
Yes.
Because even if you toast it, it's still a sub, right? And it's not a sub.
Agree with you.
Philly cheesesteak is not a sub.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just to get clarity,
It's
we're
not.
gonna get
It's not-
comments in the
not-
comments
It's
section.
not like
Della.
in Philly. It's hoagie anyway.
Yeah.
You want a hoagie? It's different.
Right,
That's
so-
your lettuce. That's your lettuce, tomatoes, your provolone, not your provolone, your salami, your bologna, and your ham if you're lucky. If you want ham.
If
And
you're
the
lucky,
cheese.
if you're lucky,
I'm sorry. I meant that was a slip.
They don't slice up pigs in the city. It's
And that's your hoagie.
Okay.
That's your hoagie. That's different. I don't mix my hoagie with my cheesesteak.
Well, right, but so that's what I'm saying
Yeah,
is you start
uh-huh.
going down and you start going
Yeah.
down these rabbit holes where you start
Mhm.
adding. You go to
Mhm.
Subway and I want the cheese steak.
Mhm.
It ain't a
Mhm.
Philly cheesesteak because they let you put lettuce and
That's right.
tomato. And,
That's right.
but
That's right.
that's what I'm
That's right.
saying. If you had some like, banana
Mhm.
peppers or something
Mhm.
like that, I feel like if you can saute it and it goes
Mhm.
on hot and it can stay hot and you can toast it with those on it,
Mhm.
then I think that like I mean even olives I think could get a pass, right? If you were to
Mhm.
toast or saute the olives, I think that you could get an olive on there. But I wouldn't.
Awesome.
You start adding cold vegetables to it, and it's not Philly
Have
cheesesteak.
you ever watched these food shows on YouTube? They put everything on any on a
Are you
poor
talking about
old
like the
hamburger, cheeseburger. They have lettuce, tomatoes, and onions and
yogurt?
yes, yes. Oh, okay, no, and they double up.
Sometimes the pickle, right?
Yes,
Sometimes
they
people
have
like to
fried
add
pickles.
pickles to everything.
They have fried pickles.
I don't mind a pickle as a garnish,
Yes,
like or on a burger.
yes.
And
But
so
they
I'd
have to be
also correct
thinly
on it
sliced.
on ketchup.
Thinly sliced.
Then right, okay,
Yes, yes, yeah.
yes, because you
Yeah.
don't want it to. It's not a tomato,
No.
right? And then
Right.
you've got
Mm-mm.
what's the other one?
Mm-mm.
Hot dogs,
Oh,
sweet relish.
yes.
I'll do a sweet relish on a hot dog.
Yes.
When
Yes.
I was a
Not a
kid,
not a dill relish. Sweet relish.
right, right.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of bread
Uh-huh.
and butter pickles. You ever had those, or were they
Yes,
butter?
I've had them, but
I'm
I
not a fan either,
no,
right? Like
no.
it's got to be a dill gherkin,
Yes.
right?
There you go. My sister loves those things.
You've
She
seen the
loves sweet
giant
red
ones, the
jars.
whales or whatever. They took a whole cucumber. They took like a squash. They're like, hey, you want to try this pumpkin that we pickled? Like that's what it feels
No,
like sometimes.
no. No. But yeah, that's what and I like I do like my hot dogs. I like the raw chopped onions on it,
Okay,
and sweet relish
sweet relish, right,
and a smidget of mustard,
right
just
down
to
the
say you
middle.
have it, just so you say you had it on there. Yeah,
Right,
that's all.
Brown
Yeah,
or regular, like brown or yellow.
regular.
You gotta have the yellow. No brown mustard. Okay.
No, that's all.
You have ever
Yeah.
had Dijon mustard seeds?
No, not the seeds, but
They
I've had
sell
the
like a seed spread.
no, uh-uh, no. But I like Dijon mustard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they sell it like
Uh-huh.
with it's like whole grain or whatever they call it, whole seed,
Oh
and
no.
you kind of you just get it like it's not a you can't squirt it. You got to grab like a spoon or a knife, a butter knife, and
Mm.
spread it.
No, I
I
haven't.
found it when I was in college at the
Yes.
Aldi's, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And I would just take a little half a spoonful and throw it into some eggs
Oh,
with
there you
the
go.
salt and pepper, and just kind of let it just do
Mm-hmm.
its thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a little on the mustardy side, but it's still Dijon.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
It's getting
There's
down
something.
the
There's
bare
something
naked
about
ladies
Dijon.
path right here, like the
So-
song, right? Dijon mustard.
There's something about Dijon mustard. I like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Honey likes it too.
Uh-huh. Well, I had something I had not had in a while because the restaurants around here told me they can't cook it.
You
I'm
listening?
sorry.
You listening, TV
I mean,
world?
no. Well, I mean, if they
What can't they
can,
cook,
they
though?
can. I don't. I like my pancakes silver dollar size,
Okay.
and I even said to many of the restaurants, I said, I will buy the big one that you serve, but would you cut it? I mean, not cut it, but cook it in dollops, and that's my silver dollar.
Little dollops.
Yeah, little silver dollar. Yes,
Okay.
that's it.
And it has to be
and I
legitimate,
had-
or is it like is it Susan B. Anthony or like New Sacagawea? Or they just changed it again.
I'll
Didn't they?
take both. Now, either one of them is good. Yeah,
Okay.
because
I
anything.
was gonna say the
goes in there.
Sacagawea I think is a little smaller, right? The dollar. I think the Susan
Well,
B.
I'll
Anthony
take
was
it.
a lot.
I'll take it the size when they first came out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
so before they
So-
added when they were all silver.
Yeah.
When they minted them all silver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When they anyway. So you know they're gonna lock us up, right? Because they're crazy. We're crazy because
Right,
we're having
right.
this great conversation.
Listen, people don't come here for the sanity. Della.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, anyway, no. So anyway, I had an occasion to join pancake. It might be on tonight. I don't know. Well, anyway, I didn't know that St. Stephen's had pancakes. They on a certain night. I think it's Tuesday night.
St.
Yeah.
Stephen's Club.
St. Stephen's Church.
Oh, the church.
Yes, I hope they don't mind my
I was
advertising.
gonna say, I don't want to
okay?
eat. I don't
No,
want to eat
say-
pancakes.
no,
at
so-
St. Stephen's Club. That sounds disgusting.
Anyway, and so I said, well, no, I can't go because I don't like those big pancakes. I can't eat them all. There's too much food. So, anyways,
But you can't rip them.
Mhm.
You can't just tear them into little
No, it
pieces?
wouldn't be the same thing,
Okay. Oh,
Kevin. No, it wouldn't be the same. That's like whiz cheese on a cheese
When I was
steak.
a kid,
you know?
my grandmother used to make kids wouldn't eat toast, right?
Okay.
So she had this Great Depression trick. It was my great grandmother.
Okay.
She used to take this Great Depression trick, and she would
Okay.
say, "Hey," she was like, "You kids don't eat toast? How about tooties? I'll make you tooties instead." And we'd be like, "Tooties? We love tooties. What's tooties?" And so if you didn't know, you're like, "What's tooties?" And so she would take a piece of toast, she would toast it, or a piece of bread, she would toast
Yeah.
it, and she and then and you would have this like little like French fry esque toast piece, and it was tooties. And little kids eat tooties up. So those of you out there when you're being parents and your kids won't eat toast, slice
There
them
you
up,
go.
baby. That's
There you go. There you are.
tooties. Well,
Oh,
that
that's
same-
precious.
yeah.
That
She
is
used to freeze
precious.
bread too. So.
Oh, that is precious. Yeah. So anyway, Kevin, Owen, made. I said, okay, you come and I'll make you the
Oh.
things. I said, okay. I said, all right. So and there was no way I was not gonna go, you know. So so I did, and I walked up to the counter where they were serving. Oh no, yours is in the back room. Wait a minute. And sure enough, I took pictures of it. They served me this size. I mean, the whole size, not my finger size. The size.
Little French fry size.
Yeah, they did save me that size, and I ate them all. I came back for seconds. It was awesome. I was in heaven. Yes, yeah. And I've even been up to one of the most popular pancake places, and they still don't know. Oh, we can't do that. All you have to do is dollop. You know, same amount of pancake.
You had
No, we can't do that.
a dollop or a dollop? What's the
Huh? Dollop.
dollop?
You take a big spoon and just a tablespoon, not a big spoon, tablespoon, and dollop it into
Okay.
the pan.
Right.
Yes, so I did. I had it, but it was good. It was good. In fact, I stuffed myself. It was good. It was very good.
So you're not gonna
And
like this, Della.
Mhm.
I don't like pancakes.
It's okay. I'll eat yours.
That's fine.
If
You
they
can eat
dollop, if they
mine.
put them in the
You can
thing.
put. We'll
Yeah,
make them into
okay.
little dollops.
Yeah,
for
man,
you.
I'll take it.
I will.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ever since I was a little kid,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, something about them. It always just like made me dizzy. You ever,
Oh,
like,
really?
you ever wake up on a rainy day and you're dizzy and you don't feel well? Like I don't know, like vertigo almost. I would,
Oh,
I
wow,
would get
sorry,
that
yeah.
feeling when I would smell someone cooking pancakes.
Really?
And so when I was a kid, if I stayed over at somebody's house and that's all they had, we'll
my
make you
gosh.
chocolate chip ones or Mickey Mouse ones. I would be
Oh,
like,
no.
okay. And I would, being a good little kid, I would, I was always a good guest at other people's houses, so I
Yes,
would
yes.
eat them.
Uh-huh.
And well, it also didn't hurt that like my neighbor, she would yell at me if I didn't. So because I would go
That's
down
a good
and
incentive,
I would
yeah.
crash the night at their house because
Mhm.
the neighbor's son was a couple years older than me
Mhm.
and we were buddies. So
Mhm.
she was the first one to be like, you go to somebody else's house, you're gonna eat this. So after the first time of getting yelled at, I learned like you
Yeah.
always just be a good guest.
Yeah.
Be a
There
good
you
guest
go.
at someone's
Yeah.
house. And
There
so
you go.
I would stomach pancakes even though they made me like ill.
I'm so sorry.
And so maybe that was part of it, but
Uh-huh.
like my lesson in being a good guest,
Uh-huh.
my uncle loves making pancakes. Like
Uh-huh.
anytime we used to go over to visit him
Yeah.
out in Interlaken or Ishiway and or
Uh-huh.
not Ishiway, Cayuga,
Uh-huh.
Cayuga.
Uh-huh.
There's two different ones.
Yeah.
There's a Cayuga and a Cayuga.
No, I only know one. The one right in the middle. What you said.
Interlaken, right? Cayuga. He's got a.
Oh,
like
you
this.
know, kid. Now I can't say it. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I can't. But yeah, up there,
Yeah, over
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
by Ithaca.
Ithaca. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
a pretty place. My gosh, Ithaca.
Yeah,
Oh my.
Yeah, he used to be he was the head of facilities for Cornell University.
Oh my
Not Cornell.
gosh.
Yeah, Cornell.
Yeah, Cornell is the
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got Ithaca College there too, but
My sister
Cornell
went to
is the
school
one.
at Ithaca.
Okay.
She went to Ithaca College.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he used to love it. Like just every time we'd wake up at Uncle Bruce's house, he'd always be making pancakes, which stunk for me because I hated pancakes. I'd eat his bacon, eggs, and toast though.
Oh yeah.
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 Whip
Yes,
up some
yeah.
tooties and
Oh,
I'm ready
my
to rock.
gosh.
I don't know what it is. It's something about
yeah.
that batter, man. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you smoked a cigarette in the room while making them, it would remind me of my grandmother's house, and I just couldn't do it. Bisquick and Cools. Just good.
Coals. Oh my gosh, that's where it's
Bisquick and Cools. That's what
Oh,
what
my
Grandma used to
heavens.
smell like. Yeah.
Oh wow.
She lived down
No.
on 13th Street. So,
Mm.
chest full of. She'd make pancakes too, and she always had a chest freezer or two full of bread. I don't even know.
Really?
Like, she's the reason why I never understood the Great Depression.
Oh,
because like,
yeah,
she grew up during it.
Yeah.
But at the same, like, she lived through it. Like,
yes.
But it was one of those like, her and my grandfather had 3 chest freezers full of bread when they finally died, and there was like 20 years of frozen bread in it. So they would freeze bread to save like 50 cents on the loaf or on 10 loaves. They'd save 50 cents, but they would spend $5 to $10 a month running a chest freezer.
Oh my gosh.
So these things were just these old arcade chest freezers, and it was like you saved $1, but you just spent 10 times that amount of money. You could have bought the bread new every year. You could have had fresh bread every day.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That's the crazy stuff that came from the Great Depression. They took it to the grave with them. Well, at least they tried to. I'm sure they would have wanted to be buried with their bread. The bread, some of the bread, I'm sure was older than I am.
My land. Oh, now that's antique. You know, go to the antique store.
Yeah,
shelf.
I'm sure I know frozen bread doesn't taste awesome.
Okay.
But I'm just surmising that.
Oh my God.
20-year frozen bread does not like age better.
Oh, you don't want it.
No, it ages like white wine.
Yeah, you don't want that. I have I was born between those times.
No.
The
of
Great
20
Depression.
of the 2000s.
No,
right?
no. The Great Depression. Well, thank you for the compliment, but I'm okay. All right. The Great Depression and World War. The
First Great World.
Huh?
The First Great War.
No, 33 and 45.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, because the Great Depression happened. I thought it happened before.
33, around 29 and 33.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The Great World War is 20.
But no,
14,
World War
1914.
14. Yeah.
1914, okay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Second
after
World
that.
War.
Second
right.
World War.
Second
Number
World
two.
War, after the
Number
Roaring
two.
20s into
Number
the
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. The time they.
Can I get to my part now? Okay, thank you. No. Yeah, I'm messing with you. Anyway, so I still have so I was a baby. I was born in 38, right? So I was a baby. So I still have my ration card.
Really?
Yeah, I have most
You
of my
still-
ration card. Yeah.
You still have it?
Yeah. We found it when I was leaving, getting ready to get married and all that. And my mom said, "Here's your ration card." Yeah, and that's I got my little thing where it says how much sugar I can have and how much and how much gas and whatever else there was on it, flour and butter and lard and
You gave
stuff
little
like
kids
that.
So much gas.
Yeah.
And then the ration card just gave you the option to buy it.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah, that's what we had to give, like green stamps. You know,
Right.
that you had that. That's what you give them when
You give them
buy.
with the money to buy it.
Yeah.
You needed to have the coupon to go with it.
yeah,
You couldn't
yeah,
just buy
yeah,
it
yeah.
because it wasn't available.
I don't think you could buy it outright, but you had to have your ration. That's
So-
all you could buy.
Right.
is
So
that
right now,
ration card.
like there's an egg crisis, right?
Yes.
My mom in Connecticut has called me and she's like, "Kevin, send us eggs."
Oh man.
And I'm like, "Okay,
Oh
Mom,
wow.
send us eggs."
Uh-huh.
So she's like, "You can go some places and they're $8 a dozen in Connecticut.
Oh my
They're $8 a dozen, and the stores that are selling them for $8, you're limited to 2 dozen per household.
gosh. Mm-hmm.
But then if you go to the place that doesn't limit you, it's $12 a dozen, straight up, 50% more."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, Ma, I'll send you all the eggs you want." I was like, "Just pay for shipping." I don't know how you ship
Oh my gosh,
them.
how you could ship eggs?
I don't know how you ship them.
How do you do that?
Well, I think you have a whole truck full of.
Well,
eggs.
yeah, that's the truckers truck it.
Yeah, but
they
they're all
make
eggs.
it. They make it.
They're all eggs
Oh,
in
that's
boxes, and I bet you have
Yeah.
to watch out for the potholes on 86.
Oh, yeah. As I said, I just came from Springville, and oh my gosh, wow. It's just wow. Just wow. That's all I can say is wow.
Well,
Because you
see,
go
you hear that, Kathy?
even if you go slow. Well, I had quite a caravan behind me, with a convoy behind me, coming up 417. Yeah, I didn't go on 87. 417
Oh,
to
okay. I was gonna
Springville.
say,
Yeah,
see, Kathy
no.
Hochul. I was just gonna
Oh,
shout
you
to
got.
you're wowing Della. You're wowing her. See, like nobody ever gets wows out of the roads. 417 is still a state road.
417. Yep. I
Still a
just.
state.
Oh my gosh, that was, you know, there was some people that was so close I couldn't even read their license.
Because
Yeah,
the
right. They
vehicle
were
was
really close. They're really close. Yeah.
because you're
And I
coming
was going
into
fast.
orbit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't have been
Oh,
transporting eggs. You would have lost the whole freight.
oh my gosh. No.
Man, imagine you're a trucker
No,
driving
wow.
from like Pittsburgh to Olean, and you're trying to get to the you're trying to get to a Dollar General to drop off eggs, or Walmart or whatever, and you just hit those bumps, and it's like we just lost half the caravan of eggs. Just crack, 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 crack.
Do they pay for anything they damage like that?
The
I mean,
truckers, I'm sure
they can't help the road.
I would assume there's probably some form of like a wear and tear. Like if I were a trucker, I'd want to have some sort of like your accountant or your doctor. Well, your doctor has um
Malpractice.
malpractice insurance, right?
Insurance.
Your
We can have malpractice on the eggs.
well, so
that was
your
a joke.
accountant would have errors and omissions insurance.
Okay.
So it's and that was actually something when we were on your board, when we
Mhm.
were talking to your
Mhm.
board, it was something your board should have every
Mhm.
year. Just
Mhm.
being a member of a board,
Yeah.
the board should try to generate some money to go towards an E&O insurance policy.
Well,
So that like
yeah.
if you say something, if you do something, if something you do causes the company to have an issue,
Mhm.
right? Like you or the non for profit to
Mhm.
have an issue, like you
Mhm.
you I don't know, you file a return wrong, you sign
Mhm.
something, you keep your meeting minutes wrong. This
Mhm.
way you don't get sued, or if there's a big fine that comes for not keeping up on it, you
Mhm.
can file the claim with the E&O insurance. And
Yes.
so accountants will do it. So if they file your taxes wrong, if they're late and you have to pay a late fee, depending on how bad the government gets that individual, like they might just file a claim against their E&O.
Mhm.
So I'm guessing. Sorry, I went down
Yeah.
to the rabbit
Yeah.
hole, a little tangent, but you,
Mhm.
I would surmise that they
Yes.
have some sort of like a casualty slash like,
Oh yeah. Our insurance is
and
off the
it
charts.
might be something
Yeah.
to do with their like percentage too. Like if like 5% of the cargo should be considered to get damaged. It's just a contractual thing, right? When you're going one of those like
Yeah.
so.
Like when you tend bar, I've heard
Oh,
that there's certain spillage, and so they allow certain
there's
spillage.
allowances,
I
right?
heard that's what.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, then they factor that in. That's just from the Bureau of Alcohol.
Yes.
The,
Yeah.
was it the Board of Alcohol Commissioning? The Bureau of
It's
Alcohol.
alcohol, tobacco, and
No.
oh no, not that one.
That's the ATF.
Oh, they okay.
That's
Alcohol is
alcohol,
so
tobacco, and
smart.
firearms. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it's in New York State. It's back. Oh wait, no, that's no. It's just the AB board, the alcohol board,
Oh, okay.
the alcohol board. Yeah, back is blood alcohol content. That's what I'm
Oh,
screwing.
look at you.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at you.
yeah,
Okay.
the BAC. That's what I'm
Mhm.
screwing up. All right,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Right.
so they do allow you at the AB to have
Mhm.
spillage. So this way, when your sales are this much and you've only bought so much,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like they can say, hey,
Mhm.
wait, based on your prices, we know that you're this or that, or they account for so much to be spilled. And a lot of times they'll tax you based on how much alcohol you buy through the distributor, and they'll double check it through the till.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. They have, according to their menu, they bought this much alcohol at the prices associated with each quantity or what
Right.
type.
Right.
They should have $4,000, but they have $6,000 in the till, and their other sales don't account for it, which means that they might be buying from a non-registered vendor, like you go down to the beer store and you buy it, or like, or your till matches, it is 4,000, or it's 3,800. Well, we're going to go off your 3,800 because we're also giving you a discount on here for allowable spillage. So if you have and that's where it comes in. So when they balance it and you have $3,800 instead of 4,000, they'll give you that percentage, and they'll say, okay, that falls within the tolerances, and this is
That's
what you
that's
owe
where
us on
tolerance
sales
is,
tax
yeah.
or alcohol tax or whatever
Yes.
specialized taxes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never
Well,
owned
there's
a
a
bar.
whole lot of checks and balances that
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, yeah.
Well, the government's got to get their money. They don't have checks and balances on things that they don't tax. That's how it is. They don't. They're not going to come in with a system in place to do that. They don't make any money on it. Why would they? Why would they have a better business bureau, right? Like they don't care. They're not putting roofs on. They're not. They're not dealing. It's not their house, right? That's so.
No! I remember when I was on the school board, they had
You were on the school board
tickets. Yeah,
here in Olean?
10 years. Yes. They tell me we've been married how long, and you didn't know that?
Are you going off the DRI funding? We've been married since
18.
2017. Oh, is it
17, 18. Yeah. Yeah.
Almost 10 years, Della.
Yeah.
You were on the school board longer than you were with me.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I know they have a seat coming up. And
Oh, not for me. No, thank you.
No.
No, not because of anything like that. I learned a lot, and I think we did a lot. But I'm like this with all my stuff.
No,
and
I hear
just,
you. I
yeah,
got you.
I really can't take on anything else. I really can't, and not do a good job. And that's my
when
thing.
were you on the school board?
75 to 85. I think that's
Oh,
what
so
the time
like
was.
the
Yeah.
year Ira Goldstein started on the school board.
Was it?
I'm just
Was
kidding.
it? No.
I'm
That
just
was
kidding.
mine was Gene
I'm
Walbaugh,
just kidding.
Norm Utech. Who else was there with us? And Gene Walbaugh, Norm Utech. George Panko was the assistant superintendent, and Marty Walsh was the superintendent. Mary, fantastic young lady, was secretary. Mary Jacola was with me. We were elected at the same time.
Okay.
And who else? Neil Teachman.
Neil teacher.
Neil, not Steve. Neil. Steve's the son.
Oh, okay.
Neil's the father. Yeah. And did I say Norm Utech? Yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the
See
first
what I
ones.
said? Yeah. It was good. Yeah. It was an education. I recommend it for anybody I would,
One
because
term,
you do
at least.
give you give back something. Just do your homework. That's the key thing. Do your homework, because you're not going to please everybody.
That is one of the
Yeah,
issues I do hear that's coming up on the school board. So like the one who's stepping down is Kelly Keller,
Okay.
and I know Kelly, and
Mhm.
she like it's. I didn't realize how intense the school board was. I
Oh,
ran.
you can't. You're not going to please everybody.
Well, you're not
That's
going to
what-
please
yeah.
everybody, but the amount of time you
Yes.
have to put in.
Yes.
She said it's like 5 hours
Yes.
minimum a week.
Mhm.
And then you have all the committees, which can be 1 to 2 hours a piece, and sometimes you're on 5 of them.
Yeah.
So it's like you've
Yeah,
got 5 to 10
it's-
hours there, and then
it's
you
a
have
chore.
2 to 5 hours for the actual meeting. So you're
Mhm.
anywhere between 5 and 15
Mhm.
hours a week on the school board.
It's like a job, a regular job.
Right,
That's
and,
what
and
it
then and you don't get paid for it. So
No.
I'm throwing this out there because there's people that are running and they think it's
Uh-huh.
easy,
Oh,
and
no, believe me, it's not easy. Not easy.
and so
when
people
you're-
get on it
Mhm.
because they think they can change the
Oh,
school. Like they
it's-
think they can change
Mm-mm.
something. The
Mm-mm.
problem is you're just kind of a steward.
Mhm.
Does that sound like?
Well, a apprentice, let's say, because a steward for what you're in charge of. Yes,
Right.
yes,
You're a
that's right.
steward
Yes.
of the tax
Yes.
dollars. and-
Yes, that's
but
it.
like
yes.
any of the
Yeah.
philosophy changes and
Yes.
stuff, that all comes
Mhm.
from the state.
Mhm.
Like you're just following the state's
Yes.
orders.
Mhm.
You're just also helping at a local level steward the money.
And don't forget the kids, please. Whoever's going to go on the school board, please don't forget the kids. You got to work through all that, the state and all that other stuff, and the shortness of money and everything. You got to work through that, but keep in mind the kids.
Right, it's for the
That's
kids,
it.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what I'm
That's
hearing
it.
though is
That's
it's like
it.
you want to make a change for the kids, and it's not
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
you get on there and
It's
there's
a
nothing you
lot.
can really change for the kids. Like you're donating your time for the kids,
Mhm.
but there's not a lot you can do on the school board anymore, especially in New York
Mhm.
State, because they've tied your hands with some laws.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's
like,
different from yeah.
Probably a
Yeah.
lot different than the 70s,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you want to make a change.
Mhm.
And I remember speaking with a couple other board members about this, and they're like, listen, I got on this. I wanted to
Yeah.
try to see how we can teach the kids STEMs, get into that more intensely. And they're like, we can't change anything that's to do with the curriculum because it's all state. It's all the state. So it's one of those, like,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, for sure. I definitely think that, and I think that the people that are running, I think that they're going to be sorely mistaken when they get there and realize how much time is in. Because you see it
Lot of
now.
time.
There's like
Lot
two
of
out of
time.
what 9 school board members. There's like 2 or 3 that consistently show up.
Mhm.
Kelly being one of them, and she's gone. You're probably just gonna have 2 consecutively show up consistently. And the other ones kind of like show up here and there when they have time.
No,
And
you
it's
got to, you
right,
gotta come, you gotta come to the meetings. You just have to do it.
right.
And as I said, I can't stress it enough. Do your homework, please, because that's the only way that. Well, I feel that's the only way that you can really, honestly, make a decision.
Sure.
On doing things. We closed a couple of schools when I was on. So and that was not a popular thing.
Oh, is that when
Yeah.
IJN went down?
Yeah,
Irish J.
yeah, I think
Norton?
it was. Yeah,
The old school
and
one?
and
Oh, the old school one I think burnt down.
and um, one on right across the street. Was that Dugan? Uh, oh, what's the one that's now a Jehovah Witness thing? It's right down here on. Mm, it's right across the street from you.
For me, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Old school one.
Oh, that's school one. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the
yeah.
Seventh Day Adventists now.
Okay, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
kind of like Jehovah's. I don't think they're
No,
Jehovah's.
I'm not. Whatever it is. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was just
And
saying.
not only that, but we went to Seneca Heights on right next to York Street.
Right there
School
where
nine
the
was
school,
that 9?
The school of dance, where that is.
Yeah.
That used to be
yeah.
a school.
Yeah, I know. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Mind blown. Like when I
Yeah.
moved to Olean,
Mhm.
they were just about to shut down North Hill.
Okay. Yeah.
North Hill School was still
Mhm.
a school, and then there's the one across from down by the hospital on Main Street. What is that one?
Boardmanville.
Boardmanville.
Yeah.
I think Boardmanville may have been open too. I think they didn't close that one either.
No, that was open when I was still here. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we messing up the time here? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, that Boardmanville was still open. Irish J. Norton. I think
Potential
Irish J.
spam.
Norton was still open. Huh?
I said potential spam. That's
Okay.
no one's
Okay,
called
you're
me in the entire time we've been in here,
Whoa.
and then potential spam called me.
Oh.
This is
okay.
a reprieve for me. Yeah, actually, I was expecting to get more phone calls than Lennox busting it.
Oh,
that was
wow.
the only real incursion besides this spam call. But
Okay. No, but that's yeah. And what else? What else? The one that was by Tops, that was before my time.
one that was by Tops?
Yeah, Tops. Was that School 11? Something like that, School 11.
Archbishop Walsh?
No. It was on Tops side, next to Tops. Between Tops and the
old St. Francis Hospital?
Yeah, St. Francis Hospital. Yeah,
So
there was a school there.
There was a
by
school there. I'm
Medical
guessing
Arts
they
building.
the medical arts, did they demo the building to turn it into the medical arts
I
building?
think so.
Or was it the one that
Please,
was in the
I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
all right.
But yeah, because there was a school there.
There's schools everywhere.
Yeah,
We had
yes.
twice the
And they're
twice
all
the
by
population.
numbers when I first came here. All
Yeah?
by numbers, yes.
And then they
Yeah.
they started naming them. Is that-
Uh-huh.
okay,
Yeah.
so the names came
I don't
later.
know when. Later. Later for me. Yeah, because was that school 2, Washington West? My kids went there.
I know
Because
that.
we
Well,
let-
I know that everyone always talks about the school across the street as Old School 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But we had a
I
population
used
that
to
was
know.
declining.
Yes.
My dad left
Yeah,
here in the
I know.
1970s,
I know.
and he moved
I know.
to. So he always used to
Mhm.
talk about how he moved from Olean when Olean had a population of in the mid 20s,
Mhm.
the mid 20,000s, like 25,000 or so,
Yeah.
and he moved to New Milford, Connecticut, and it was about 12,000.
Oh.
And then by the time he had left, New Milford was at like 28,000,
Oh.
and came back to Olean, and Olean was at 12,000. So it was like a complete.
Oh, right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He was at a complete swap.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Olean's population dropped in half, and
Yes.
New Milford's grew.
Uh-uh.
So it was
By
one of
the
those. It
same
was a booming.
ratio.
It was a booming farm town though. So like it was a farm town, so you could buy a bunch of old farm property, and then you could get a job in New York City because it was a 45-minute train ride.
Oh,
So you
okay.
could go and take all the money from the city, and then but
And
then what happens is
reinvest. Yeah.
right, and then it
Mhm.
influxes into the city. So you have these nice little old
Mhm.
farmhouses that you restore, like Money Pit or
Mhm.
one of those nice mansions from the movie Casper. Like one of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, one of the oldest malls, well, I don't know, one of the something malls, in Rhode Island, they made the top two floors. There were three stories. Three stories. And they made the top two stories micro apartments for the people who worked in the city and who lived in the city, Rhode Island, and who worked there and lived elsewhere where it was cheaper.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
and so the micro apartments, and that's thriving. And downstairs is
When
a
was
little
this?
boutiques. It's there now,
Oh, okay.
Rhode Island. Yeah,
Right.
it's one of the
As I say,
one
so-
of the something, well, either the oldest or the last ones or something like that.
As
Yeah.
I say, so Rhode Island's a state.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Rhode
it's
Island,
in a city.
whatever it is, where Rhode Island is.
So there's okay. So it's,
Yeah.
just, it's a, in,
It's
a,
a-
in
it's
a
a-
city
it's a
in
city,
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has this mall that they have saved.
And they renovated it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Michael, and I think the apartment is about big as this room. But all they need when you're in town is a place to shower, place to sleep, and a microwave.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and that's
You're like
it,
a
yeah.
hotel. You're like a hotel room.
Yes, exactly right. And it's thriving. I don't know how much. I think they mentioned the price, but I don't know. But they're willing to pay it because it's full. Yeah, yeah.
That's how free
So,
markets work.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you
They.
go.
As I say, Rhode Island is the smallest city in the nation,
Is it
or
really?
the smallest state in the nation.
Okay.
Yeah. Connecticut's third smallest.
Okay.
That's how I
Okay.
grew up in Connecticut, so I had to.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Philadelphia is the fourth largest state.
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. Yeah. Largest population. Philadelphia,
Fourth
yeah.
largest.
Fourth largest population. That's what they tell me. Yeah.
So when I lived in San Antonio, Texas,
Mhm.
they were the seventh largest city in the country,
Oh wow.
and they're the
Okay.
second fattest.
Fattest.
Like obese population. They have the
I thought-
largest number of.
Wow.
These are just like these are things that like when you bartend, people just tell you all suit. It's like they're like, yeah, San Antonio, we're known, and it's the home of Chipotle. Chipotle, like
Oh,
the sauce.
that one. Yeah,
No, the
okay.
sauce.
I've
Just-
never had that. I've never
You've
had.
never had
it.
Chipotle
no,
sauce?
No. I've
Okay.
never had it. No.
So
Uh-uh.
and here's the thing: is everybody down there calls it Chipotle.
Oh, really?
It's the home of Chipotle, but they call it Chipotle.
Okay.
Majority of their population calls it Chipotle.
Oh, okay.
It is a unique thing because it's like when you want the Chipotle sauce, they're like they stare at you like you have four heads. The tourists know. The tourists know what it is.
Yeah.
They're like,
Okay.
I'll take the Chipotle sauce. Like, oh, okay.
Okay.
You're from out of town.
Okay.
Like you must be from out of town
Okay. Okay.
because people around here call it
Yeah,
Chipotle.
right.
I was there
Okay.
for like 6-7 months, and it was down in San Antonio.
Okay.
And I lived there for 6-7 months.
All right.
And it was a unique adventure
Like
for sure.
the pop and soda.
Oh,
yeah,
the Syracuse line. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Everybody, everybody east of Syracuse will call it soda, but everybody west of Syracuse calls it pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere in that
There is a difference.
there's a
in
meridian
so-
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
There is, yeah. A soda is, it's one of those.
Soda pop.
But so
That's-
yeah,
When I was a
that
little
was in
it was-
Shane.
The movie.
Yeah, so we got soda pop, and Jack Palance gets up there and ridicules Alan Ladd for drinking soda pop. Yeah, all the little kid wanted was a soda pop.
So that's
you know.
that's on my list of it's on my list of books.
Mm.
And it's on my list of movies. I haven't seen Shane.
You haven't seen Shane?
I haven't seen Shane. I heard it's a classic.
Oh, it's awesome! It's awesome. Oh yeah, it's an awesome movie. Yes, very good. Movie.
Me and Quinn are learning violin.
Okay.
and so she's got all the Taylor Swift songs,
Okay.
and the teacher wants me to learn. She was like, "You pick a song. You
Okay.
pick a song." So I was like,
Okay.
"Okay, here we go." I went with Nino Nino Rota, the Godfather theme song.
Okay. I know this.
The Godfather
I'm
theme
hearing
song.
it in my head, but yeah, I
Da,
kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh
we're learning that on violin,
huh. Okay.
and
Oh,
then
Kevin, I'm so proud of
yeah,
you.
and then
Yes.
the teacher Katie was like, have you ever seen The Godfather, Quinn?" And she's like, "No." She's like, "Well, maybe if your dad says okay, you can watch it." And I'm like, "That's what we're doing this weekend. Me and the kids are gonna watch The
Oh
Godfather."
man, and that's an offer you can't refuse, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You
Yeah.
know, I got to run it by June, so
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully she
Yeah.
doesn't take it
Yeah.
to the mattresses. But
Yeah. Right. You got your own
if she
sensor
does,
department.
right? If she does, then I'm gonna be sleeping
Yeah.
with the fishes.
Yes. Yeah.
I was
That was
telling Quinn
interesting.
about it. I was like, Quinn.
Uh-huh.
I was like, she was like, yeah. She's like, maybe your dad. And I look at Quinn and I was like, yeah, Quinn. I can go into the entire family history of the Italias, the Strazis.
Oh man. Oh wow. No, I died when that
Oh, the
horse's head
horsing.
was
Yeah.
on the.
You know,
Oh,
that's.
that was it. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh
oh,
yeah.
oh. I don't.
Oh
I
yes.
don't take. I'm not no band leader. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good
It
movie.
was.
Actually,
It
the
was
book
good.
is on my list of things to read.
Oh, okay.
It's been on my list for quite so many
Yeah,
years. But
okay.
what happens is I end up getting tied up doing podcasts,
Uh-huh.
listening to podcasts,
Yes.
catching up on council meetings.
Yeah.
I bang out maybe one book a year. But during
Mhm.
COVID, I was 33 books.
Yes. Yes. COVID. Oh yes.
33
Yes.
books in 1 year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's more than I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
That's good.
the Gulag
Okay.
Archipelagos really took a big hit on
I
those.
guess it would.
Yeah. Oh, you've
I
read
guess
them?
it would. No,
Oh.
we had it ages ago. Uh we had to read the classics and stuff like that, and I think that was one of them. I'm not
Alexander
sure.
Solzhenitsyn. So he
Mhm.
survived
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Russian gulags.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I read all 3
Mhm.
volumes. Actually,
Okay.
the only one that's still on my list is the abridged
Okay.
summary that's actually read by his son or grandson,
Oh, okay.
which is really cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, each one of them is about 30 hours apiece. I think it's like 33,
That's good.
34, and then 27. So yeah,
But
it was
it
a
is
good
worth
90
it.
hours
It's
to
worth it. Yeah.
yeah.
It's good. It's worth it. Yeah.
So
I love my classics. I do.
I read Crime and Punishment.
Okay, good.
That's
Yes.
a classic Russian
Yes.
classic.
Yeah.
I listened
Yeah.
to that one 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
So
All right.
cram that one under my belt.
Mhm.
Trying to
Okay,
think.
good.
Yeah, Dostoevsky. Yeah,
Mhm.
Tolstoy. I've got a couple Tolstoys under my belt.
Good.
The death of Ilan Ilyevich.
Ilyevich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for
How
you.
many books a year do you
I'll
read,
have-
Della?
Oh no, I haven't. I'm ashamed of myself.
Oh,
I gotta catch up. Yeah.
okay.
I gotta catch up.
You do it
In
old
fact,
school though.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
actually like look at that. What do they call this?
Yeah.
Paper. They look at the paper.
Yes, this is true.
I can't. If I
think-
start staring at paper, I'm sleeping.
Oh wow! No, I love it. I'm not against this listening. I have listened to some good books, and some that I read before. But I just like the in the hand,
Yeah.
with a cup of coffee, sitting, on at a cafe.
Yeah,
or
see, because
something
I'm
like
doing
that,
too
stuff
much
like that.
paperwork.
Uh-huh.
So like
Yeah,
I'll send out
I
invoices
understand.
or
I understand.
taxes.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, yeah. But I just like with the little books. Yeah. There was one you reminded me of one.
Uh
Oh shoot, that I just. Oh yeah. Okay. In YouTube, I don't know. Maybe no. It's Google University. They're talking a lot about Octavia Butler. She was the um, she was a science fiction writer.
Okay.
As our first that I remember, our first, and she wrote about the parable of the sower, and it said it starts out the year is, and then she wrote this in maybe 83 or something like that. the year is 2024, and it shows a lot of what is going on now. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
that always
yeah,
isn't that always the
yeah,
thing? It's always the science fiction writers.
yeah. Yes, yes. Look at 1984. Look
1984,
at
which I don't think happened in '84 though.
the yeah.
Not as bad. Not as bad
That's
in
true. No,
'84.
no, no, that's true.
Because when did he?
And,
Because he wrote it in like the 30s, didn't
mhm.
he?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and also
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Animal
Yes,
Farm. I was
Animal
gonna say,
Farms.
that
Yes.
was one of the
Oh
first books that
man,
captured me when I was in the 7th grade.
really?
Just something about
What?
like so reading the book and then like watching the movie after because they had come out with a movie on
Yeah.
it. And
Yes.
so like
Yeah.
watching the puppies get taken away from their mom and
Yes.
turned against her.
Yes.
Something about that, like it strikes
Yes.
a primitive chord in
Mhm.
you
Oh
about how
my God.
psychology works,
Mhm.
and it's like that's
Mhm.
not natural.
Mhm.
It's not natural
Mhm.
to turn on your own mother,
Mhm. Mhm.
or is it? Like
It
there,
was
because then
that.
you get into
Yeah.
that whole
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the serpent chasing its tail kind of metaphor,
Yeah.
right? Like you're constantly devouring yourself, like
Mhm. It to have that kind of well what it
manipulation.
was. Yeah, right, exactly, right. Some all animals are equal, but some animals are more
More
equal
equal than
than
others.
others.
That's what the
Yes.
pigs say. Yes.
Whoa, whoa, and how
Orwell was deep
Napoleon rode up there. Oh my gosh, how he rose up to make him feel
because
like
Orwell
yeah.
was he was a soldier.
Was he really?
Yeah,
No, see, I
he
didn't
was
know.
in he was in the British Army.
Mhm,
British Army,
mhm,
British Air. Well,
mhm,
it was 30s.
mhm,
They had
mhm,
planes.
mhm.
I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah, they had planes.
I don't. Yeah. So he was in the armed forces
Okay.
in some way. I don't know if
Uh,
he was. I
uh,
don't. I believe it was just the army because he also wrote the Road to Wigan Pier,
mm,
which was a
okay.
good book, and it kind of
Okay.
described. And it's funny because if you read it, it's almost like what Solzhenitsyn did, where he just took a live account
Yes.
and
Okay.
a a Road to Wigan Pier, where you
Yeah.
met like a small coal mining town, and he would pretty much describe the entire economy, how much this pence would catch you, and this
Uh-huh.
one, and how much the
Uh-huh.
government allotted for social programs,
Uh-huh.
and like they had a lot of social programs back then, and it's funny
Mhm,
to think like
mhm,
because people are like, oh, let's
mhm.
go back to the good old days when when some of this stuff didn't exist. It's like, well, it kind of like in England it always existed to a
Uh-huh.
degree, right? Like
Mhm.
you would get
Yeah.
so much a ration for food
Right.
and this and that. And
Right.
then again, he's
Right.
writing in the 1930s, which would make sense that one government's taken the other government's,
Yeah.
process, right? That's
Yes.
why if you
Right.
have a good idea, why not use it? Or if you have an idea that's working,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Don't fix what ain't broke.
right, yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of the mimic of COVID, right? Everyone, well, they're masking, let's mask, and it's kind of
Mhm.
becomes
Well,
a social contagion.
uh the oh please help me get this thought back. The Solzhenitsyn,
Orwell.
but Orwell. The oh shoot, come on, Delmore, get the thought back. See, I
Oh, I
that's what
interrupted
you
you,
think.
Joe.
No, no, no. That's the thing about a listener. So and I'm not patting myself on the back, but this is it.
When you're
I'm
listening,
listening. I'm listening to
you just,
to you, and then my thoughts go out the window
oh yeah, but
for
right.
now. But I got to get it back because it was so darn
Thoughts are kind
important.
of
It
like
was good. It was
thought,
good though.
thoughts are like helium
Yeah.
balloons, right? Like you're holding on to them, but then when you're listening, you like have a tendency to loosen up that grip, right? Then you're trying to like hold your thoughts, and then the one goes this way, and
Yeah.
you ever try to get balloons in a car?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But that is when that's one thing I'm talking about when the children and youngsters uh, are speaking and asking questions about their not.
I love you,
I love you too,
Dad.
All
bub.
right.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. And when you have what you want to say in your head, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for hearing
new
what the other.
information.
Yeah, right. No, so
Yeah,
and
you kind of
I
have to
tend
clear
to
the
lose
queue.
mine. Yeah,
You got to
yeah,
clear the queue.
yeah.
Or you're in
Right.
big
So
trouble.
yeah, yeah, because yeah. What you said.
Right, yeah. You got it all queued up. You're ready to go. It's like a batting order. And you gotta. Oh,
There you
sorry
go.
guys.
There you go.
Try to remember the batting order. We got to switch. It's our turn on the field. You know, it's
But a good, yeah, that's a good listener. I mean, I'm not patting myself on the back because but it's true. I've learned so much from just listening to other people. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, it's cool.
That's why I wanted to.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to get back into this because it's like I was telling my wife a couple years ago. I wanted to because we had done an interview with you and just a one-on-one, and I was like, you know what, honey, what we need to do is we need to go across the street to we call her Grandma Mary, and she was like, did you know Mary Eid?
Oh
Charlotte
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
She's down the street there.
She's
Down
right
there,
next to the old school one.
Yes, yes.
She
yeah.
was. She
Oh,
passed away a couple years ago.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and I
and,
felt so bad.
Yeah, and so
Uh-huh.
we used to call her. We used to call her Grandma Mary because all
Yes.
the kids. She was like, we'd bring her meals and stuff. Like, hey, she's like, oh,
Mhm.
I already have a frozen meal, and I'd be like, it's Christmas, ham.
Yes.
It's a ham
Okay.
Christmas meal. We
Yeah.
bring it to her.
Yes.
We love Mary. We do,
Oh,
you know.
awesome,
And I was telling
awesome.
June, I was like, we need to, because I remember I remember talking to my brother, and I remember getting reminded of like him being in high school or middle school and having to interview my grandparents. And I kept thinking,
Good.
and I know
Good.
somewhere on 8mm tape,
Oh.
somewhere up in a box that
Kevin.
belonged to my dad is probably those things.
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
And so
a
that-
treasure.
But that's what I was telling
Mhm.
June was that I would love to have gone across the street, and I just never found time to do it with Mary. And now
Yes.
she's gone. So
Yeah.
it's one of those like
Right.
every time I get to do a
Listen.
podcast with you, you know, because like
Mhm.
I'm likely to get assassinated. So it's one of those. You might not be able to do another podcast with me because I won't be here, and that's. But at least then my kids
Stop
can
it.
reference back and be like,
Stop
"Hey,
it.
this is my dad, and he's
Yeah.
talking with Della."
Stop it.
You know,
No.
and I've got
Yeah.
boxes of these tapes. They're old
Mhm.
film reels
Mhm.
from like a Charter Communication, Time Warner.
Okay.
My dad had his own public access show in Connecticut.
Oh, all right.
So he
Cool.
was on
That's
the
awesome.
yeah. So he was in politics in Connecticut, and he was also an elected official on the board of finance. But
Mhm.
him and his buddy would also do these political talk shows.
Oh, that's.
I don't know where I get it
That's
from.
way cool.
I don't. But
yeah, sure.
but he had
Uh-huh.
all these reels, and then when I was a little kid, like the town wanted to like buy this one guy's property because it was in their way,
Oh,
and my dad was opposed to it,
okay.
and so like it was Bill Wilden's house, and I remember this. My dad was like met Mr. Wilden, and he's
Okay.
like, hey, he's like, I want to film something for our public access,
Uh-huh.
and so my dad had me show up in a suit and a tie to the guy's house. Mr. Wilden, I'm from the town, and this is my final offer. And I gave him my briefcase, and he was like, me and my wife will look at it, sir. And I walked away, and they were really cool because you just think, like, I don't think my dad knew him outside of that. Like, other than
Okay.
my dad's, like, position like me, just talking to regular Joes and diving into a topic that just bugs you.
Oh.
And so then my dad, what he did was he, like, went down to the video store, and he rented scenes from movies. Like he grabbed like what Hollywood America or one of those scenes, and it was like where they were like blowing stuff up, and what he did was all of a sudden he's got me standing behind a tree with my fingers in my ears, and then it clips to a scene of the house blowing up, and so it's like,
Okay.
and so my dad did one of these little scenes with me as like I was older than Lennox, but
Yeah.
he did one of those little scenes where it was like. And because they were saying that the town was trying to railroad them. And it's like,
Oh.
so he was trying to say, hey, well, I wouldn't put it past the town to blow up this guy. Well, now we got your land. And that was what he was trying to get at with his joke. And it was
Yeah.
a cool little skit.
Uh-huh.
And it was before its time. It was like, because there wasn't
All
YouTube
right.
Reels and all these other.
Yeah. Right.
I just watched a friend of mine do one of those little tricks. And he was like, he took a ring.
Okay.
And he put it on his finger.
Uh-huh.
And then he did a camera trick where obviously disappeared, and then he reappeared while pulling the ring off. Well, all you're doing in the situation like that is pressing pause on the camera. You're pressing pause on the camera, and then you're stepping out of scene, and then you're pressing unpause, and now you're not in scene. It was a little camera trick my dad taught me when I was a kid. Like he was trying to help me, and so somewhere on 8mm tape is also a horror movie that we were going to film when I was a little kid. My dad, we had Halloween costumes, and my dad was like, I was like, Dad, can we film a movie? And he goes, yeah, we'll film a movie. And so I remember having this
Awesome.
trident and this
That's
little devil
awesome.
mask, and my dad was like, "Oh no!" And then I remember throwing it, and my dad going in another scene, and it was my dad was teaching me and my
Too
cousins
much.
about like just cool little camera tricks,
Oh,
and it
that's
was just
awesome.
but
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
but yeah, no, that
Oh, what a things
somewhere
to remember.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So somewhere
Uh-huh.
there's an 8 millimeter tape of that, and there is a giant film reel of the Bill Wilden house explosion
I'll be
with me as a
darned.
10-year-old kid. Oh no, I wouldn't have been. Jeez, I must have been like 7 or 8. I was young. All I had to do was wear a mask and say a couple lines. Like,
I'll be darned.
yeah.
Oh, man.
And my dad
Oh,
had the Sony. Oh, it
something
changed.
happened.
Oh, it changed.
Something happened.
Every like 12 to 24 hours, the Windows will change the desktop background
Why is that?
to let us
That's
know it's watching
control.
us. It's mind control.
Oh,
It's Bill Gates.
Big Brother. Wow.
That's. Oh,
Oh,
you can play
this
along.
has been
That's great.
fun. This has been fun. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. One of the things I've been watching, I don't know why, but I love my Mount Everest and adventure things like that.
Okay.
You know, when I
You gonna
climb
go?
the mountain. Oh, honey, no, that's too much cold for me.
Oh, okay.
That's too much. But I admire.
I apologize because my office is too warm and
No, are you kidding me?
yeah,
It
right. You
can't
love
be.
it.
Yes, yeah, right. It can't be too warm for me. Yeah, but and I
So you want to go in spirit, right? You want to
yes,
go to Mount
okay,
Everest
yeah.
in spirit.
I watch especially during the summertime.
What is it?
I watch it especially during the summertime.
Oh, okay.
You know,
When you
so
need to cool down.
it'll cool down.
Right.
Yeah. No, but one thing I sort of understand. Uh, of course, I would never do that. But one thing is $100,000 to go and all that stuff that people do. And for the audience, we're looking at mountain and stuff. Sorry about that. We're like they're gonna come with the people with the white jackets in a minute. So yeah.
Asia.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
picture you're looking at is Palm Ukale.
Okay. All right. That's good.
So Pamukkale is not hard. It's not hard to see where the travel line terraces. Uh, Turkey got their name. Pamukkale meaning cotton castle in Turkish.
Pretty
In
color.
the bright daylight,
Mm.
there's the steps of
Mhm.
poofy porous limestone
Mhm.
that are cloud white. So that's limestone.
Really?
Yeah, it is
Oh,
very interesting.
limestone, yeah, because I thought
Yeah, I thought it
limestone
was
was
snow.
a different color. Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was
yeah.
snow. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
I'm glad that we looked into that.
I'm glad too. I think we've covered every single subject that there is.
There's always next time, Della.
All
In case
right.
you, for all the ones you forgot, all those balloons
There
that
you
are
go.
floating out there
There
of
you are.
ideas, we gotta
Absolutely.
reel back in.
Absolutely. Oh boy, no, but no, but people that climb, like for instance, people climb up to Mount Everest and they coming down, they know that's halfway. Up is good. That's wonderful, marvelous. Say it, flag painted, everything, but you got to come back downstairs. And some don't make it. 300 people before 23 was is buried on it or have died on that mountain.
Before 1923?
Before 2023.
Oh,
Yeah, before 23. There was 2023 was 17 passed away. Yeah, they just and some they have to leave because they can't bring them down.
yeah, because otherwise
Yes.
then you're another body count.
Yes, that's yeah. But the thing I was trying to see, there were a couple that were not trained well enough, and they depended on companies now that are rising up to in
To go with you.
yeah, and that they're not as well. They go up, they're not prepared the way they and they die. I mean, they're asked to go back down. Go down. You're lagging behind. You're sick. You're mountain sickness way. No, I gotta make the top. I like they push for the summit. And I'm saying that to say this, as my aunt used to say. I guess when I'm sitting there, and all these papers are in front of me, and with the finances and with the grants and with the uh, programs and stuff, and that's how I feel. I said, I'm pushing. I should get up. I should get on and do what I have to, get something to eat or something like that. But no, I'm gonna push for the summit. So there. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I said all that to say that. Yeah.
Right.
I'm pushing.
And it
for
all
the
started
summit.
with all started with Pakamula. Pamukal. Pamukale?
Oh man.
Sounds like something from Indiana Jones. Pamukale.
Pamukale, yeah. See, I got my reading glasses on, so I can't see that far. But yeah, Pamukale, yeah. Yeah. But honestly. Yeah.
Before
This
that, what was
awesome.
it? What was it before that? It was just a bird, or was it a penguin? It was a bird.
It was a bird.
It was just a bird.
Yeah, the one that
It
moved. The bird that moved.
It
Remember?
didn't move.
Yes.
It didn't move. I think it was me shaking the desk.
No. One time, I was at the bank, Bank of New York, not
The Bank of New York.
Community Bank, yeah, right. And I was waiting my turn, and I
As you
can,
should
I
at a
can
bank.
zone. Yes, as you should in the bank. And I somehow I zoned out, and I was looking at the pattern in the floor, the tile in the
Right.
floor, and I was just zoned out. And so I said I lost. So they had to tell me that Della, we can take it. I said, do you know that there is a man chasing another man on that in that picture right there? And I had all of the people that are outside. Wait a minute, let me see, and I showed them. Yes.
So you Rorschached him, huh?
Hmm?
Rorschach, the test.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
No, yeah, how about
you
that?
Rorschached
Yeah,
him?
yeah, right.
Just-
How about that? Yeah,
you
looks
see the
like
button-
looked like a blot of ink to me. Yeah,
You see
yeah,
the butterfly?
yeah, yeah. But that, that's okay.
I'm trying to think what movie that's from. I feel like there's a movie.
Well, I've only seen it in the examples of
Blast
by
from the-
psychiatrists.
Oh, Blast from the
Psychiatry.
Past. You ever watch that movie?
No,
Brendan Fraser and Christopher Walken.
No, I haven't. No,
No, it's a good movie.
And
It's
Brandon
about a-
Fraser, he's
it's a-
one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was in his younger days.
Uh-huh.
So it was when it was
Yeah.
like during his prime before he
Oh,
when he
Yeah.
was like young and fit
Yeah.
and not in
Uh-huh.
the whale, right?
oh yeah.
but he
yeah.
he when he was in the Mummy, it was like right around that same time
Okay.
period. He was very popular.
Yes.
Right? Was
yeah.
that like mid to late '90s?
Yeah, they made quite a bit of them. 1, 2, 3 mummies.
Three.
Didn't
Oh,
they? 3
Lachlan
mummies?
loves the Mummy movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, he loves them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've only half seen one. Though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
no.
The scarab got in his boot, and you went nuts, huh? You saw the bug
No,
under his
I
skin?
don't know why. I haven't.
Oh. I was
I'm
gonna say
more-
that's
I'm
usually
more
what
than-
scares people. People see
Okay.
the bug get under his skin, they start crawling around,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they freak
Oh,
out,
yeah.
and they're just
Oh, yeah.
done. Yeah. So-
Well, there's another movie that does that. Oh shoot, there's another movie that. Matrix. Remember at the end of the first movie, and Neo goes into the guy's skin and just go all
Oh,
over
yeah.
his skin. Yeah.
I
Oh
think it's a
yeah.
little bit different in the Matrix, though.
Huh?
I think it's a little bit different than a bug.
No. This is no. But I mean the bubbling up and the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
chasing around. That's that's it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Very similar.
There you go.
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're good. You
Right.
got it.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think, but yeah. So in that, like, he, like, I'm pretty sure there was a scene, and he was like, "Do you see it? Do you see it?" And he looks up at the sky because he's coming out of a fallout shelter
Okay.
because he thought a bomb had blown up and destroyed his house.
Oh, okay.
And so he was born and
Okay.
raised in a fallout shelter in like a neighborhood in San Francisco
Okay.
or I don't know California like that. So some people
Mhm.
can look at California and be like, "Oh, that's downtown, San Diego or something."
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I know it's
Yes.
somewhere near Pasadena
Okay. Yeah. All right.
because
Right.
yeah, and the mom wasn't Sally Fields. It was but it was a woman of that era.
Uh-huh.
So he had Christopher
Yeah.
Walken as his dad,
Mhm.
and so he comes up and born and raised in a fallout shelter.
Oh,
And so he comes up
yes.
and he's like in this old like where his
Yes.
house once stood, and it's like an old
Yeah.
disco club, but it's in the '90s now, and he's like, and he looks up the sky for the first time ever. He sees the sky, and he's like, "Do you see it?" He goes, "My my lord, look at that!" And I'm like he's never seen the sky before,
Oh
and
my
so like
gosh.
these people are looking around like, "I see it, I see it. What do you see? I see it, mommy." And there's like a little girl, and she's like, "I
Yeah.
see it," and it's like,
Yes, all around.
and then one guy's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and it's like because they don't know the backstory.
Yes,
It's something
yes.
that it
That
just
is.
speaks to you,
Yes, right. Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes. Yeah. Oh man.
it was a
Yeah.
good movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I like well I grew up with comic books and I still love comic books. I've got my collection of comic books.
Like
And yeah,
like the
DC
funnies
comic books.
or
Yeah.
like actual books.
No comic books. No,
Okay,
comic
the books.
That's
Yeah,
way
like
before
DC
your time.
Marshall or
Yeah.
DC Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. Old school.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have the one of the original Superman, 1938.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of beat up though. It's not gonna gain anything, but still I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. Electra was one of my favorite later on.
Electra.
Yeah, Electra. Yeah, that was a good comic book. Of course, the Superman and Batman and the Fantastic Four, and then we get into Witchblade, and yeah, I just wish they put clothes on though. I'm keeping them too long, aren't I?
Hey, Dad.
Hey, love.
I got my iPad.
Okay. Needs to be charged. Okay, love.
Is it okay if I play outside?
Of course, it's okay if you play outside.
Okay, Dad.
Right.
Okay.
You can close the door.
All right. Thank you.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're
He's
awesome.
he's right at that age where I can have him pretend to blow up a house with a briefcase. I would say that's
Perfect.
probably his age. He was
Perfect.
about he's
I'll be
about to
darned.
be 9,
Uh,
and then Quinn's about
yeah.
to be 10. So
Okay.
it's one of those
Wow.
like.
See how time
Right.
goes by so fast. My gosh. Oh man, I love those kids. They're nice. Yeah, I do.
We'll have to bring him down Sunday, March 23rd. Sunday, March 23rd. Della's going to teach him about exploring music with Della Reese, Aretha.
And yeah,
Aretha.
you know why? Those four? Because it seemed like, except for Della Reese passed away earlier, but it seemed like boom, boom, boom. They had left us right
Why
away.
do I
First,
recognize Natalie Cole?
Hmm?
Why do I recognize Natalie Cole?
Unforgettable. No.
You're unforgettable.
Our love. No. I got love on my mind.
Okay.
No.
You say no.
Well, okay. I got an okay, so I should stop there.
No, but you
Yeah,
can
see
keep
that?
naming
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
I feel like I
yeah,
recognize the name.
Oh, she's awesome singer. Yeah, awesome singer. Well, the reason why I got all
What
those
era
sing-
was Natalie Cole?
Oh, she's right here. I mean, she just passed. Maybe just before Aretha did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a big Blues Brothers fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
A little respect, right? That was the.
There you go.
That was
there
the.
you go.
Yeah.
They are.
She was telling
Yeah.
off her man in the
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
in the diner.
And he went anyway, a stinker.
Yeah, of course he did. He had to do the jailbreak.
Anyway, yeah, but no, and it seemed like that's what had happened. It seemed like it's just within a certain time of each other. Natalie, Aretha, and Nancy. Boom, boom, boom. And I just wanted to do something with their music because they're given their props as it said in the neighborhood. And
give them
Della,
props. Give them day props.
Give them props, absolutely. And the one thing about music is really poetry set to music. That's what it is. It's awesome, and we have all that in our background. I'm sure that there's a song that will remind you of exactly where you were. Like Trisha Yearwood says, the song "Remembers When."
Right.
It's in music like that we have in our background.
Sure. Music speaks to people.
Yes, yes, it does. Yes,
Right.
and those
And it
songs.
also conveys things that you can't say with words.
Yes,
So
exactly. Right.
sometimes you have
So,
lyrics in a song, but sometimes you
yeah,
don't need them.
I just have to write it in a song.
Or you just have to
Elton
write
John.
a song, right?
Elton John, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, because this is your song.
I
was
love
one of my
you
favorite.
so
That's one of my
much.
favorite
I
Elton
do
John
love
songs.
you, man.
I love that song.
Oh boy, you're something else.
I try to be well versed.
Old,
Well,
yeah.
I've always been told I have an old soul.
That's what I was going to say. You have an old soul. Yes, yes, yeah. But see, that's what I
treat it like a rubber biscuit, though. So.
But not the tweezies.
The tooties.
Tooties, not the
Tooties.
but
Yeah.
Yeah. We have we did Tops Black History at Tops, and we had the first one was Sarah Johnson. We had two lectures, and the second one was music, and we did Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, and Bessie Smith. We did that a lecture on that, and played some music, and I had that wonderful. My sister gave me a Bose little teeny speaker. It was powerful, man, powerful. So that's what we had. Yeah, yes. So and it was good. It was nice reception. It was called Coffee with Della.
Coffee with Della.
Yeah. I got that idea from way back when we were just starting out. We went to Bonaventures for marketing, asked their marketing class to take us on as a client, and that's what they came up with the dinner. But no dinner. How about coffee?
Coffee, yeah. Della driving around drinking coffee. Isn't that the Jerry Seinfeld one, right?
Wow.
Della driving around drinking coffee.
No, we're gonna have it in on a regular basis, on a regular time schedule and stuff like that. But I got this other thing. Yeah. It's cool. So that will be the same thing. Well, no coffee, but we'll do it. Because we had it with coffee at Tops, and only 2 people drank the coffee. So, you just have to
Well, if
just
you're
have
gonna have
us.
coffee, I'm going to be there regardless. But if you have coffee, that'll be more of a benefit.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll have to bring my own. Which reminds me, I got to bring cream for tomorrow. Della?
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to have you.
Oh, no, it's mine. Believe me. I look forward to that. I do. Thank you. I hope it won't be the last time.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
For sure.
Did you get anything out of this? I mean, I had a ball.
I had a blast. What do you mean did I get anything out of this?
Anybody else?
Oh, I'm sure we'll hear about it in the comments below. Usually it's we love Della. I get that a lot. I do get that a lot. Every time I have you on the show, there's always a pile of people just crowding up to tell us how much they love seeing Della. So.
Well, that I enjoy the. Thank you very much for the compliment, but you know who gets the credit? God gets the credit.
Right.
He lets me have the fun.
Right. And but for the people out there that want to see Della, you can look at that right there. You need to go see Della. That address right there, and she's you can come see her on March 23rd. She's coming up.
Yes.
Up after St. Patty's Day.
Yes. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I remember the time we had when we were at Alfred State. Over there by what's now the Troopers Barracks.
Homer Street.
Yeah, Homer Street. Yeah. And we would go over to Sullivan's for our reading club. We were in the literary club at Alfred State, and we were Sullivan's, which is across from McDonald's. Is now the design jewelry.
It was yeah. Design jewelry. Before that, it was the Youngers.
Youngers, yeah.
Round 2 in between.
Right.
Round 2.
Yeah, right. Well, it was, but when we went with Sullivan, and we would do our we'd have that corned beef and brisket, beef and cabbage, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
While we read our poetry and stuff like that, yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'll have to bring you a bowl, Della. Every year I make like 1 to 2 18-quart roasters full of.
Get out of here, really?
Oh yeah.
Well, you're such a great cook, anyway.
Well, my cooking's. I got chili under my belt, and I have boiled dinner.
Oh, okay.
And my boiled dinner skills all come from Sean Dixon over at Talties.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, because he makes it in bulk. He's Irish. He's from
Oh
Ireland.
my gosh.
So I had every year I usually get. I forget. I'm like, Sean, what do I? Cabbage goes in 30 minutes before, and usually I'm just double checking with
Yeah,
them.
that,
Because I
yeah.
want it to turn out good.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I make 18 quarts of it, you know.
Get
It's
out of here. Awesome.
those big roasters. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no better way to do it. So
Oh, that's cool.
June gets mad at me because she just bought one the other day. But she buys like the little one.
Yes,
It's like, where am I going to cook that in? There's going to be more water. It's just all water. So it's one of those.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
For sure.
I'm good with the coat. I'm good with the. I'm good. I'm sorry. I didn't
Well,
say it.
no, you're
Sweater.
good. So I'm going to sign off then.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay.
all right, guys.
All
Well, thanks for joining us today on the show. Thank
you.
Della for joining
Thank
us.
you.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Life 22.